Hey guys, this is Jatin with Rockro. In this particular video, we're gonna decode the most repetitively asked and topmost HR, technical, and coding interview questions when we talk about the IT service companies like Infosys, TCS, Wipro, Cognizant, or any other IT service company. So if you are planning to appear for an interview for any IT service industry, then this video is must to watch. Talking about the problem statement that we have identified and the reason we are preparing this particular video is when we do our internet research with respect to figuring out the best technical or the HR interview questions to prepare for a day before for my interview, we used to get a tons of resources, right, that says that we have the topmost interview questions that are generally being asked. Not just the YouTube research, if we do the Google research as well, we usually get tons of resources that says that we have the best interview questions that you should be preparing for. But the question is, I do not have enough time to go through each and every resource available online. So here's what I did for you guys. I scanned through 500 plus web resources available online and figured out the most commonly present questions there. Not just the HR interview questions, the technical and the coding interview questions as well. The most repetitively asked questions I created and compiled a list for you guys. Not just this, I went to discussion with IT engineers that are working with companies like Infosys, TCS, Wipro, and have recently placed there, right? I went to discussion with them as well and understood that what sort of questions were asked to them when it comes to the on-campus and the off-campus HR interview round that they have recently cleared. And hence, I created a list of questions that should be asked in your next interview round. Hence, you already know the list, you have already compiled the responses to the same. The HR interview round, you want to clear it like a champion. So when we talk about the next slide that cover the content section, so we're gonna target the people who could be fresher as well, who have, let's say, appearing for an on-campus, or the experienced people as well who might be appearing as an off-campus HR interview round. When we talk about targeted companies, any company, IT service company you're preparing for, this video gonna help you guys. So this video is gonna split in two parts. One is the technical and HR interview questions that we have compiled for you guys in this particular part one. Then we're gonna create a part two as well, where we're gonna invite IT system engineers working with different IT companies to help us frame the responses as well. Now, in order to get the part two, I'm targeting you guys. Help me reach 500 plus like on this video, or maybe 1400 plus subscriber by the end of this week, and then I'm gonna create this part two for this particular video. Let's get started with part one first of all. When we talk about technical interview questions that are generally being asked in any of the IT service company, the most repetitively asked questions, so these are the list of those repetitively asked questions. When we talk about questions related to ops, right? Pillar of ops, differentiate C, C++, Java, what is call value and call by reference, what is SLDC, describe your task concerning a SQL server development. What do you know about Java scripting API? Can you think of a use case? So not just we are talking about some definition or the differentiation type of questions, we are talking about some practical oriented questions as well when it comes to the technical HR interview. If you are developing a new system, what do you need to collaborate with to ensure system development, testing, and implementation? This is where your project related questions comes into play. If you have done something in practical, right, not just your academic knowledge, if you have done something like in the form of internship project, then these sort of questions you can be easily crack, right? When we talk about next question, walk me through the last piece of software you installed on a server. This is specifically for system engineers, right? How do you typically troubleshoot problems? Can you give me a step-by-step example? Your problem-solving approach, but it's going to be more practical. Next one we have is tell me about virtualization or containerization. Do you have an example with tools like VMware or VirtualBox? VMware is a must-to-know tool if you are going about Infosys or a TCS interview preparation. It's a highly in-demand tool along with the tools like MongoDB and any others database provider as well. Data structure type of questions and their types and things like that. So these are the most repetitively asked questions. I'm not gonna say that these are the only asked questions, though we have other list of questions as well, but these are the most repetitively asked questions was available online, and that's something that the people who have just cleared the HR technical interview questions have given to me as a list. Now when we talk about coding questions, then these are the topmost questions that generally being asked. Differentiate coding and programming. So these are very basic questions that you should know differentiate between coding and programming, differentiate between HTML and CSS. What do you know about the role of a developer and a designer? Computer program used to write code. Have you know how you can actually reverse a string? What is palindrome string? Write a code for me. How can you remove duplicates from arrays? Print a binary tree in vertical order. How to convert number string to integer in Java. Write a code to reverse a sentence of digit. Write a code to reverse a string in Python. Write a code to combine two languages. So these are the most repetitively asked questions available online via personal call that I've done to IT system engineers, right? If you guys want the practical answers to all these questions, all I expect from you is to like this video and subscribe. If you're gonna help me grow, I'm gonna in return help you grow as well. It's a mutual work that's gonna happen here. Now when we talk about the last slide that talks about HR interview questions, so these are the top most HR interview questions that can be asked in your next interview. Tell me about yourself. That's generally a basic question that everyone asks to make sure the next person who is actually appearing for the interview should feel comfortable, right? That's the whole objective behind tell me about yourself question. Why do you want to join us? Why should we hire you? Right? These are the two ways this question can be asked. The other ways as well, that why do you think you are the best role for this particular position? Tell me about the company, right? Questions related to the company and the responsibilities that you're gonna handle. That is where the job description comes into play. Tell me about your strength and weakness, short-term and long-term goals. Why is there an employment gap? Why do you want to change? Salary expectation. How will you handle a pressure? Future of programming language. So these are the top most and repetitively asked HR interview questions that will be there in your next interview round. Make sure you are preparing answers to all those technical coding and HR interview question list that I've compiled for you. It took me around 1 month to prepare this particular video. Please make sure you're liking this video right now. Now when we talk about the next step, I'm also targeting around 500 plus like on this particular video. Not just this, for specifically for HR interview questions, we have already compiled that workshop for you guys, where in particular day 8 we're gonna talk about HR interview questions. So if you want to just look at the HR interview questions, I would suggest that just day 8 and day 5 should be your preferences, right? When we talk about the entire job research, then we have day 2, day 3, 4, 6, 7. But you have just before the day of your interview, then I would suggest day 8 and day 5 are going to be a day which you should watch. These are free of cost registration that we have over our Rockro LinkedIn off campus workshop. All you need to do is to click on get your dream job, register for free, and explore the content for free. That's something we can do right now with respect to preparing for those HR interview questions. If you want part 2 to go live as soon as possible, considering like this video right now and subscribing to the channel as well, I provided a Telegram group link in the description section, making sure you are joining that particular group to get instant updates on new videos, on questions, on updates, anything that we have for you guys in order to meet your end objective. So we look forward to your presence in the next video. Till then, namaskar.